just a bit.
And let's get it going. We are back at the arena. Very appropriate for this grand finals. This is going to be a gun fu fight.
That is true. But Victor, he's got the knives out though. So slight advantage, able to get the 1+2.
Taking him to the wall. Big start, making a statement. That upper swing.
Not quite, but we do see that Victor able to get the Farzeen flash though to start things out. So this can make Arslan second guess himself.
Activating that heat. Both have it on the table at the moment. Arslan's running out a bit. Farzeen uses his up for the plus, goes for the low.
Ooh!
Big
start with the 7 golden letters for Farzeen, but we've seen in the Arslan matches, you know what, his first round's usually just a download, and now just a feeling out process, but Farzeen trying to bait it out once again, just to get the mid knife slash.
Goes for that stomp. Extra punch there from Arslan. Doesn't play the mind game on the second hit. Once again, that mind game between the two of them. Heat dash is going to be a fat combo.
Huge plus frames, but Arslan finds himself out of the wall situation. Holding on to that heat, bit of great health, running low from Farzeen.
And Arslan doing his best to try and snuff out those teleports there from Farzeen, those down forward ones, but he's ready. He's not pressing too much and not having to eat much for it.
True. Oh, tried to go for a flash once again, but Arslan pulled the brakes there. Now almost even in terms of life. Tried to wipe the floor. Farzeen with the block and punish to take it to round number 2.
Very dominant so far, showing why he's on the winner's side today. 1-2, and again, backing up really well. Victor's backdash is very easy. And goes for the overhead slice.
Yeah, able to actually have the counter hit flash there. So now Arslan has to be very careful as he activates heat. Farzeen power crushes his way through.
The guns are out. All right, big commit on that teleport option there from Farzeen. Arslan gets a big counter hit, spikes him down, trying to keep that pressure up at the wall.
Yo, if you're in Battle Arena Melbourne, you got tickets to the gun show. Let's see how they're going to use it accordingly. No flash here. Arslan really good at timing his offense. And just the button presses. Farzeen not looking too good. One more hit would do it for Arslan.
Goes to that low jab. One more hit, and there it is. That low to close it out. 2 rounds to 1. Arslan getting on the boards.
Here we have it, folks. See Farzeen, 2 hits strength. Goes for the overhead sword slash here, but Arslan still picking his shots very well. Being very careful. Nice duck to just... Is the Matrix? We ducking guns now?
Big commitment there from Arslan. He really, from Arslan, Farzeen really had his number on that. Waited down there and made a huge punish.
Nice block on the 2 low swipe here, but look at that. Farzeen just closing the distance right away, keeping Arslan in this corner situation. Trying to go for the back 1+2, the back 2, but still Arslan not biting.
And I did mention earlier before, one of the things that the opponents are going to have to do against Arslan is stay super dynamic, but he is currently 1 ahead in that interaction. But Farzeen doing a good job overall at trying to keep Arslan guessing. Right now, Arslan does have a good streak going. Can he close this round out and even up the round count?
Oh, tried to go for it, but that's the second time he tried to go for the low-high string from crouch. And Arslan able to punish. I think that was 3 straight that Arslan able to just deny that move.
And it's looking pretty good at the moment. A huge comeback. It looked like this was going to be easily Farzeen's game, but he's having to fight tooth and nail for it. Whoa! Reaction on the heat.
Yep. Able to cancel out the heat. Farzeen able to get that punish. Now we're going to see, just him utilize the heat of Victor to its full effect. Nice block on the jab low.
Got to hit through that. Going for the overhead. Down forward 1 and the low after a delay timing to close it out. Farzeen looking very strong right now. Again, Arslan was fighting back extremely well, but just was not able to cap it off.
Whether he was able to actually time the punishes very well. I know like you said to catch him at the teleports. Was able to do that so well that Farzeen kind of second guessed towards the 3rd and 4th round. But this is still a long set in favor of Farzeen because Arslan does have to reset this entire bracket.
That's a long climb.
It is.
All right, game 2 in this grand finals here at BAM 15. Starts off with the homing slash, building that pressure with his sword swipes.
Oh, goes low that time. We continue to keep jabbing here, but Farzeen still keeping things at bay. Able to get the slash, but no heat engage though.
All right, going for it again. He really feels that he's got Arslan's timing in his head. Arslan's doing a great job right now at kind of mixing it up a lot, but got a weird interaction there, and now Arslan's heat has been activated, and on the other end too.
Excellent response on Farzeen's side, especially with that flash. He was able to actually get himself out of that sticky situation, but Farzeen now scoring himself and netting himself that first round. So continuing on the pressure is Farzeen. Let's see who will press forward, or will the late offense of Arslan be a factor here. No heat just yet, wants to save things up for possibly defense or offensive sounds.
And the launch attempt there from Arslan, not finding its mark. Farzeen in a prime position, gets launched up again. He had the refund, kept the receipt. Arslan gonna have a nice position out here after activating that heat and potentially getting to the wall.
Love how Arslan is denying any attempts of offense on Farzeen's side. Nice block to the kip up and punish accordingly, putting Farzeen in the timeout corner. And we
Steps on him there.
And we see the Farzeen now flying gentleman knee. Arslan putting out the guns. Both have rage. Lot of great health on Farzeen's side.
Oh, look for that counter hit. Tried to go for a big sword slash, but Arslan hit the mark very quickly. Did not allow that.
Really going down to the final seconds for both these players. That's how well they know each other, and that's how well they're timing their offense. Not putting too much away, not overextending and continuing on the offense here on both sides.
For sure, and it's definitely one of those things where Arslan's trying to figure out these little holes. I was about to say, there's going to be these situations where he's like, I can make a bigger commitment that seems a bit risky, but it's going to work out, and those are starting to come out. Farzeen, though, trying to continue his game, and an excellent whiff punish there from Arslan.
Yeah, and you talked about it before, right? He wants to stay at that range 0, but when Farzeen creates that distance and he comes in, it's quite linear, and Arslan able to sidewalk that. Gonna keep him at bay, but we get a big counter hit low by Farzeen.
I think Farzeen is doing, in those situations where he's forced to play in that range 0, he is dealing with it better than most, for sure, and he's able to find success there where other players have not been.
Ooh.
But right now, as I say that, Arslan is taking it up a notch.
Yeah, he is. Tried to go for that flash attempt once again, but as you pointed out, Brown Man, Arslan just playing around with the timing, cycling through his offense and his button presses to catch Farzeen blackened. But I would have to say that when Farzeen is trying to go for those flash attempts, he's still putting in the head that Arslan has to second guess his timing.
An excellent wall combo beginning here. Steps on him for the Oki. Oh, trying to, again, going for those Farzeen flashes.
Yeah, but still, you know what?
It's going to hurt. The big wall splat. Arslan looking primed to earn the next round.
Okay, trying to go for the flying knee. Oh, explosion, death from above. Forces to go into heat right away, but the sidestep option by Arslan to tie it up.
He's smiling. All right. That was a big comeback there from Arslan. He had a lot more opportunities where he got those sidestep punishment opportunities and really capitalized on them and put Farzeen in rough situations.
100%. So, seems like Urban Square is the next stage we're going to go in here. Arslan really making use of the walls, really making use of just the combos that Nina does present. So how will Farzeen fight his way back into this? We'll find out.
I see, again, more subtle parry attempts here from Arslan showing themselves, which is interesting because there's so many weapon attacks from Farzeen, so he must be confident in some of those call-outs. And now down forward one strings at the wall. Big punish on the down back 4 attempt, trying to get a counter hit perhaps. Farzeen pays with his life.
Big round for Arslan. It just seems like his confidence is slowly rising, as it seems like now it's Farzeen that's to chase down some offensive attempts on his side. Guns are out, but we do see that Farzeen is trying to fight back here.
Double low swipes on the knee, of the ankles. Goes for that poke on the low heat dash.
Another flash attempt there, but Farzeen, you gotta give him up. I gotta give it up to him. Persistence tries to wear out resistance, but at this point, Arslan 2 rounds in, 2 early rounds. We're so used to seeing the final seconds of these rounds, and now a parry attempt by Farzeen.
It's double slap to fight back. Gets another interesting trade. Arslan throwing those bullets out. Good delay, step delay from Farzeen. Arslan takes advantage though, and comes up with the scoop.
Able to get the DF2 series here, and Farzeen might be in a really rough spot here. Real estate advantage on Arslan side. No heat on his side, but trying to open him up with that new move, but able to bring out the guns, and that was a really quick game, I would have to say, by Arslan.
100%. That was very dominant. Has shown, okay, look, I've got you now. What are you going to do about it? And let's see what Farzeen is going to do about it. He does have another set to work with, but I am certain he does not want to let it go that far.
Yeah, we're heading back towards Underground Arena. So it seems like the mind state, the flow state is on Arslan Ash's side. And the reset could possibly happen. So let's see how he's going to try to fight his way back in this.
It's game 3. This is, game 4. This is a tough one to be a part of. In this amount of games that they've played, there's so much, fatigue and mental, a lot of thoughts on the mind when you're playing for this long at this high of a level. And to see these guys continue to be able to perform like this, constantly change, constantly think about their next option, 5 moves ahead, and play under this pressure is always impressive.
Oh, yeah. So now Farzeen able to get the low heat smash. We didn't see that much, and able to get a wall explosion as well. It's going to be a lot of great health on Arslan Ash's side, but Farzeen needs to make an attempt at something big here to stay alive at the winner's side.
Arslan trying to take this round back, activating that heat, now snuffing out anything Farzeen has for him, who comes in with the running 2 approach. 1-2 snuffs anything out. Heat dash, what's he looking for?
Pressing forward is Arslan Ash, and now walks into a big counter hit, and this is going to do it for Farzeen, putting a timeout on the clock to just recuperate and try to figure out how to climb his way back and seal the deal here on the winner's side of things.
There we go. First round in game 4, going to Farzeen, hoping to claw this one back.
Oh, but tremendous start for Arslan Ash, though. Just trying to reset things up, but Farzeen fighting his way back and towards the center spot to push towards the wall.
Running with those slaps, gets the Farzeen flash back to the explosive wall, but Power Crush sends him back, hurdling where he came from.
Let's see, surging offense from Arslan Ash, able to actually get that sidestep and launch. I lost count how many attempts that he's able to do that with, and luckily for Farzeen, this wall is not going to explode.
There we go, that's going to hurt. Oh, nice walk again. So agile, pulling out these slower buttons from Farzeen that can be walked, and he is not there.
Yeah, sidestep right has been the offensive start for Arslan Ash, and Farzeen getting caught overextending here. Farzeen's got steps of his own, though.
And he does, and he's trying to build up once again, chip down what Arslan has, but Arslan just so accurate and so surgical with these down forward 2 uppercuts.
Through, and now exploding wall on the side of Arslan Ash, unable to get the more from that combo, but he's still holding on to the life lead and his heat.
He's building up, he's trying to step around there. He uses up that heat, trying to push put Farzeen back, but Farzeen gets a huge launch opportunity.
Okay, so now this opportunity needs to count here. Gonna keep the real estate advantage. Try to keep it going. Try to keep the offense going before Arslan Ash gets it. Gets the step, and now 1 round away from tying up the set. 2 games each. Can he take this one, though?
I can tell Farzeen's feeling a little good now. He wants to take this next round and take it to potentially the final game. Excellent follow-up there on the flash attempt. All right, the full 3-hit string on the slaps.
Especially coming from that Urban Square match, that was such dominance put on display for Arslan Ash. So for Farzeen to fight his way back in is super important for the mental stack he has on him.
All right, Arslan trying to poke away with multiple levels, 3 layers of pressure here. And it's doing a great job, but both of them have heat and have so many tools at their disposal. Arslan lets it go, flips him over. Could this be his round?
Okay, explosion, and now just the jab attempts just to keep him at bay, able to get the 1. So, are we going to see a 2-2 or a reset here for Arslan Ash?
Either way now, Arslan's being a bit more aggressive now. He wants to close this one out. Farzeen taking a bit of a risk, but gets X-rayed.
And now we see some low attempts. Nice rising option by Farzeen. No explosion behind him, but a big low for Arslan Ash to open up Farzeen.
Goes to the slide while he's down. Pushing him there. This is going to be rough for Farzeen. He's going to need to make a miracle happen in this round.
Okay, sidewalking, no, gets clipped, able to get the Farzeen flash, so continuing on the offense, plus frame for plus frame, and gets the mid slash to continue on the offense.
Amazing play there, taking him to the wall. This could be his opportunity to close this game out and take it 2 for 2.
Oh!
There we go, taking it to final game in this grand finals.
2-2 here at the Underground Arena. big sigh of relief on Farzeen's side, but the job is not done just yet. We're going to head towards the celebration on the boat in France.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep pretending like how to pronounce it.
There's 3 major Tekken events in France.
True, you're right.
In France this year. It's going to be crazy.
You can see the Tekken players behind.
Yeah. Nice walk there. Trying to go in with the down forward one. Now this is Farzeen's opportunity to make a huge statement to the world and potentially win BAM 15 here, but he's got one of the biggest monsters right in front of him.
True. Goes for the stiletto heels, constantly peppering some pressure here on the low attempts. Farzeen tried to go with the flying gentleman knee, able to get the punch parry, and now he needs to make sure this heat counts. The side wall splat in his favor.
Excellent conversion there. Keep him at the wall. He knows where he wants him. Still has the heat as his disposal. I can't even speak. This is getting crazy. Out of there.
Explosive attempt. No counter hit low. One more tap would do it for Arslan to gain the round, but Farzeen still fighting. Goes for the down back 4. He wants to close out this round. It's going to be super important, Brown Man.
Should be able to close it here. And the Rage Art to close it out, taking a lead in the set. 2 games apiece, 1 round ahead. 2 more to go to take the championship.
Easier said than done here. A slow climb for him to claim the championship of Battle Arena Melbourne, but Arslan still has reset at the summit here. Can he climb towards it though?
Looking for a good situation here, keeping that pressure up. He's feeling it now. Back to the wall. Arslan in a little bit of trouble using those plus frames. Farzeen feeling good.
And now Farzeen holding on to this heat. Let's see if he'll be able to use it. Goes to the 2 swiping lows. Ground slam here just to keep it going. And now a Rage Art for Arslan to just stop the attempts of offense here, just to put a timeout on the clock.
There we go. And this is going to be rough for Arslan still, even though he got a big gets a counter hit, scoops him up at the wall. Has that heat available, so does Farzeen, trying to fight back, but Arslan really changing up the timing.
Battle of the counter hit lows. Farzeen now forced to block, and now no more heat available. Trying to contest the stiletto heel lands for Arslan to take round number 2.
Arslan just not afraid to just keep dashing in your face and then just do a poke that isn't the fastest either, but he knows it's going to hit.
It all started with that slide in counter hit. Let's see how he's going to just duplicate that same types of attempts. Farzeen still going to the back 2, it's at flashes, but Arslan not biting.
Caught him with the upper. Now we've got heat plus frames on there, running 2. Caught him homing. Got the wall splat. This is looking very good, Podge.
Side wall once again. Pushes for this one. Couldn't get the attempt. Wiped the floor, and Arslan still back in this game. Flash, unable to get it.
All right, looking good for Arslan. Gets the heat dash. Up forward 1 goes for the low.
Oh!
And we had a half of a slow-mo there. Arslan on reset point here against Farzeen.
Farzeen needs to duplicate that same type of confidence as Arslan eats that DF2. Now, we've seen this before. He can't rest on his laurels just yet. Good start, but Arslan always tries to find that finish.
Spiking him down, using the guys that are trying to throw everything he has at him. Wants it to go to the next round. He wants to take this home.
Ooh.
All right, goes to the mid. Plus frames is looking good for Farzeen, but he could see this swing back. Excellent low parry. He has heat in his pocket. Could he be taking this to the final round?
Able to get it, and now Farzeen looking to close out the set, but Arslan looking for that reset, folks.
Tried to go for the double low swipe. Arslan snuffed it out. Going for that homing mid. Goes for the high. Gets bullets for breakfast. Double low. Gets the high swipe.
And now we see that Farzeen working with some heat. Arslan joins him. Nice duck and able to go for that launch. Arslan putting the finishing touches here, possibly for that reset. Farzeen's got a big hill to climb here with some gray health.
Definitely in trouble, and there it is, the bullets closing it out there. Arslan resetting the bracket here at BAM 15.
Wow, and look at that, Arslan just so, I mean, I don't know, that set possibly drained him, but you still got to play another one, folks. And Farzeen, hopefully the mentality is still there, because we keep on rising as the stakes keep getting higher and higher.
Floating cows, huh? All right, we're gonna let everyone take a breather for a second. Let's just look at this. That was an intense set. That was so close. Obviously, now they want a side switch. Now, it is technically a new set for you guys who don't know. After a reset, it is a new set, fresh. You can change sides. You can ask to change sides and rock, paper, scissors as they have.
Okay, and it seems like they will be going for that side swap reset. Now, one thing to talk about is the mentality, right? After being so close to claiming the prize, to canceling out the reset, getting to that final round, you have to wonder what the mentality of both these players are. Arslan has been sprinting since the losers bracket, going through monster after monster. By Farzeen, you also have to wonder how his mentality is after facing a gauntlet with Arslan. He has to run it back, but on an opposite side now.
This is probably a nightmare for many players. It's the dream of someone to be here, but it's probably the nightmare to have it against either one of these players.
Right. And just the mentality, the fortitude, and also the stamina being put on display is really world-class from both these players, Arslan and Farzeen, folks, here at Battle Arena Melbourne 15.
Wow, this is crazy, and the crowd is feeling it. They are waiting for the conclusion for this one. They've invested all their time, their energy, their hopes throughout this weekend, throughout the year, since the game came out, and it's one of these moments where I saw a ball pop. I was like, whoa. But yeah, this is where it comes and culminates. But here we go. We're about to kick off the final stage of BAM 15. The most stacked tournament in Australian or OCE history, and definitely one of the most stacked tournaments of the year. But here we go. We have Arslan with the Nina, and we have Farzeen on the Victor. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for these champions. Let's get it going.
Both have already, this is a reset grand finals, folks, so stakes are definitely a lot more higher, I would say, on Farzeen's side. Arslan running with the momentum here, gets the grab, still at center of the stage here, able to get the second hit counter.
Yeah, reaping the rewards of that one there, taking it to the close to the wall, activating heat. This start of the round was just high tempo, off the bat, no delay, everyone swinging.
And now forcing Farzeen to go into heat, but the slap's able to actually take it for Arslan to actually be leading this dance for the first round.
Farzeen tried to approach there, but got slapped immediately, and another counter hit. Arslan's just landing the mark, 2 for 2 so far.
This is crazy how maybe Arslan just running away with like a freight train with the momentum. Farzeen's got to find a way to stop the unstoppable force. He's got to be the immovable object here. Moving on away, but the grab attempt, and now the side switch.
All right, trying to keep him at the wall, trying to get that Farzeen flash, nobody home, 1-2, starting that pressure, gets a side switch on the grab, maybe an advantageous position he's looking for.
Life deficit, not looking too good, but nice attempt there by Arslan. Down back forwards, we're peppering it in there.
Goes to that low slide, one more hit is all Arslan needs to take this round.
Explosion, and now just mid-check attempt. Arslan looking real strong in the first game of the grand final reset.
Big difference, actually grabs him on there.
Yeah, on the offensive attempt there. So now Farzeen trying to push for the wall. We haven't seen any big swings from Farzeen just yet. And as I say that, nice punish there by Farzeen.
Just gonna get a bunch of damage and a good situation for him. Let's see if he can keep it going and close out this round and get on the board in this reset. Again, fresh set, he has not got around yet.
True, okay, able to power crush his way through. Gets the high splat as well. Tries to push for the finish here. Can he find it though? Able to walk the skull splitter. Farzeen on the board.
Excellent work. Getting on the board once again. Again, fresh set. Gets a counter hit. Again, every round so far, I think we've seen a big counter hit at the start of the round on Farzeen. Arslan just finding his mark.
Trying to go for that back two attempt once again, but Arslan really peppering some lows and some mids to avoid that punch parry.
So the downward strike. Excellent read there from Arslan. Knows that Farzeen likes to approach with that double low.
Okay, nice block on the low. Tried to go for a punish attempt, but Farzeen was ready. Okay.
Flying knee, heat dash. Goes that low once again. Lets the high rip, but the counter hit grab. Shouldn't be dead here. One more big hit is 2.
1, and you're still waiting for it, but Farzeen's still fighting for his life.
He's still alive. 1 pixel is all he needs, but Arslan taking the first game fairly cleanly.
Mid-check attempt there, still running with that same momentum we did see before the grand finals reset.
It's like cooldown. What is that?
Yeah. What are you talking about? We keep going. We keep full sending
Stay heated. All right, game 2. Let's see if Arslan can keep this one going. Farzeen definitely needs to figure a few things out and try and take and strangle back the game count.
Kind of terrifying to see how Arslan just keeps running with the momentum ever since the losers bracket. So it begs the question, right? Is he a bigger threat on winner side or loser side? Because it seems like Farzeen's still trying to find his footing in this grand finals reset.
I think Arslan definitely, both of these players actually huge threats on both sides of the plate. Well, we're going to find out if Arslan can really just take it double time.
Yeah, continue on and hold on to this momentum.
Threading that needle, very nice. That's that big sword slash.
And it gets that Sabaki. Both of them on the heat timer here. Arslan couldn't. Oh, he spends it right before it expires, not allowing Farzeen to use his, and now punches him out of it.
He really tried to use that knee heat dash, but got snuffed out before, and it ran out anyway.
Farzeen now having some rage to work with. Nice rising punish. The mid-check attempts, and now just throwing hands in the corner. Arslan looking so sharp in this second game.
Amazing timing changes here from Arslan. Again, nice big scoop up. Excellent combo. The floor has already broken level 1. We might be going downtown, downstairs. Let's get it going to the Jin Fever Dream Crow's Nest.
Yeah, pace and pressure is what Arslan is bringing to the table. Tried to go for an attempt there, but we do see Arslan still sticking him like glue.
Not letting go.
Okay, now we see that Farzeen pushing for that heat. And now Arslan joins him in the process. Good duck from the grab attempt there. And Arslan continuing the pace and just smothering him with wave of offense.
Does have that heat dash available, as you saw there. One more hit, but Farzeen can bring this one back. It's just going to be very difficult. Goes for that heat dash slice. It's a little bit of his heat back. That counter hit on the down back 4. This could be big for him.
Wall is there, though. Final seconds. Farzeen's got to go for a Hail Mary swing, but it's Arslan to go for the big low. One more round to take game number 2.
That's crazy. A big read that he didn't need to do that, but he's like, I think this is going to hit. No doubt, no hesitation. He went for it.
The no look, right? Just able to go for that big wipe the floor, and now that paid dividends for him. Farzeen still has to get around on the board in this game number 2.
Arslan starting to mess around with the string timing, the string number of hits, and really trying to catch Farzeen off guard. 1-2, then down for 1. Excellent.
And now forcing the attempt. Nice mini movement there for Farzeen just to get the heat activation out of the way by Arslan.
Excellent wall carry here for Farzeen. Let's see how far he can go. Still uses that Oki really well.
Caught him coming in.
That's going to be very high damage, especially taking that hit and being on very low health. Going to heal a little health himself.
Able to get a big chunk here, and Arslan still has heat to work with. Can run up heat smash, and that is going to be it for game number 2. Arslan. What a reset run he's going through as we speak. Farzeen now might need to slow things down and go back to the drawing board with how he's going to try to approach this next match. Folks, Farzeen with a big smile on his face looking at the crowd. But let me hear y'all make some noise for this grand finals reset, ladies and gentlemen. Farzeen? What? Going with the Reina here at Battle Arena Melbourne, ladies and gentlemen.
I think they just love Reina around here, and I wonder why.
I mean, Reina's in the front row right now. Of course they love Reina. But will this Reina attempt change things up? Because like we called out with the Ulsan match, he has to stick with the Reina all throughout. I love how he looked at Ulsan. He's like, hey, check this out. Reina, bro.
Let me show you. Let me show you. 1-2. Trying to chop at those lows. Now let's see what kind of, who's going to be able to adapt to this new environment faster. Yes, Farzeen has got Arslan in a situation where he needs to worry about a new character, but he does as well. Will he be able to pick it up fast enough before Arslan can finish this one game? That
is the question, though. Mid-check, able to actually get it for Arslan to continue on his wave of momentum. How much offense we're seeing out of this this Reina just yet? Because it's the Arslan show. He's just constantly pressuring the headbutt heat engage, though. Let's see if he can do anything with it.
I think a little bit of what I'm seeing right now is Arslan just trying to hit hard and fast and not let Farzeen start to adjust to using Reina.
True, true. Just constantly just smothering him with that offense, pace and pressure, as we called out. Arslan now holding on to that heat dash, now just getting himself out of that wall situation.
That was a good 1-1-2 into the Sentai high. Arslan saw it coming. That's Farzeen there. Oh, this is gonna look good for Farzeen.
Able to carry towards that wall, and now Farzeen on the board. One more would do it.
Yeah.
And now the crowd comes alive for the reign of Farzeen.
Yeah, it looks like he's still adjusting his combos and things to Reina to try and find the max damage. So it's slowly coming together, but again, he needs more time, it looks like.
Electric temp, try and go for that new low. Peppering in some offense here to just try to open up the offense or open up the defense of Arslan.
Don't break. Now, I wonder if they've trained these characters together or not, and is that the reason for this pick?
That is the question, right? But he has to gamble it all on this this character just to try and find his way back in this Grand Finals reset. Arslan, though, still relentless with his offense and mid-checks, but the Sentai 3 finding its way. Big damage on the board for Farzeen.
Taking that range away, coming back in, activating heat. Arslan goes for the heavy sweep, really in Farzeen's head. He really wanted to show what he had, but Farzeen quick to duck that second one. You're not getting me twice. One round away from taking a game and getting on the board in this reset. Farzeen needs it.
Definitely saw something there. Really goes for that wipe the floor towards the tail end of the match. But Farzeen now trying to pressure with his own, able to get the headbutt engage. Hell sweep. We keep going with the offense, tagging the low, spending it all, but trying to go too much with that hell sweep though.
It's an excellent splat there. Trying to end the combo early, keep the pressure up, goes underneath the 1-1 jabs. Excellent tail spin. Pressure is on, still heat is available. He's definitely going to try and use it.
Okay, trying to finish some strings. Enhanced gun goes right for the heat smash here. Both life is almost about even, but Farzeen, oh my goodness, we're at the final round here, folks.
And here we go. We have tournament point here for Arslan Ash. Can he take it here over Farzeen and the newly showed Reina?
Let's see how Farzeen's gonna go for it. War God kick. Hell sweep attempts here. We're gonna see him try to go for him dropping down these heal drops.
Excellent flappy into the guns. Farzeen fighting for his life here. Goes for the electric for the keep out. Triple slaps here from Arslan, feeling confident. Farzeen activating heat, trying to take his turn back.
Ooh, able to get the heat. Oh, that's gonna get punished. 1-1-2.
Arslan still has a chance, activating heat, putting it out there. Wants to end it here. Can he do it? Goes for the load, throwing everything he has there. Heat smash hitting. Heat smash getting blocked there, but hitting hard on the chip.
Now let's see. Arslan goes low.
Big sweep, and we have our BAM 15 champion coming through losers, resetting the bracket in a nail biter and taking down one of the best in the world in Farzeen. We have Arslan Ash.
But guys, please give it up for your second placer. Please make some noise for Farzeen. What a bracket, what a tournament, what a